Hey there guys and gals, welcome back to Back Pocket Game Reviews, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Sony's state of play. So, alright, I just want to get this out of the way. Who here was super excited at the announcement of the state of play? Put your damn hand down. I'm a video. You can see me do it. I can't see you do it. So, I was super hyped for the state of play, like extremely excited. And a lot of that comes from the fact that I love Nintendo Directs. We are going to recap what went down on the state of play here as well. Nintendo Directs, I think, are just one of the many things that have made Nintendo fantastic. And a part of that is because, well, rather than here, let's give it to this huge crowd, we're going to have a more personal event, which you can easily watch, and it's not going to take hours. Just our content, just new games we're going to have coming to you and stuff like that. Feels a lot more personable. And again, I do like E3, and I still wish Nintendo did a bigger show at E3. You can do a bigger Nintendo Direct, that would be fine with me, but usually they do show off some really crazy stuff during their E3 week Nintendo Direct. It's just usually very quick, like Metroid only had a screen, but now we kind of know why Metroid only had a screen. So I went into this super happy though. Like I was like, oh man, this is awesome. Wasn't happy they were leaving E3, just happy they were bringing about this idea. So let's go ahead and talk about what good old PlayStation showed off. They showed off this really sweet Iron Man trailer, right? And it starts off where he's talking to one of the AIs and he's on a plane. They're talking about what kind of, it's very Tony Stark. And then he drops out and then you find out it's a VR game. Now some of you may go, but that's alright, I like VR. Not when it's just a hand moving in front of a visor shooting things like this. It kind of loses a lot of interest. And when I first saw it, I got super excited. I thought maybe, oh my god, Insomniac, did they let Insomniac start on an Iron Man game? There's no way in hell they should be this far into production. And that's exactly why, because it's not Insomniac, it is Marvel Iron Man VR. I was a little hurt by that one. PlayStation will get some Crash Team Racing exclusives. We didn't really find out what those exclusives were going to be. There's just going to be some exclusives for PlayStation. And don't get me wrong, that is kind of, I guess I'm not really shocked by that. I kind of would expect for Crash Bandicoot, you know, formerly one of the mascots of PlayStation, would give PlayStation something exclusive. Hello Games! Yeah, the people who brought to you great hits like No Man's Sky. It only took them like 2-3 years to actually fix that game and get it to a state where people aren't mad about it anymore. No, I'm wrong. I will by all means say they at least fixed it. They did that. Fixed it. But don't hype it as something it isn't. And to be fair, Sony should never put that kind of pressure on an indie studio where they're making it seem like this is going to be the end-all be-all game. It's an indie studio. You might be excited for your game, but it's still an indie game. Well, No Man's Sky VR. Yeah, okay. I think you're already starting to see the trend of this. But No Man's Sky VR, yeah, I'm sure there's people out there excited for that. You know, I would love VR even more the day it becomes wireless. If VR goes wireless, or if it was just one cable, rather than a box, 4 or 5 cables coming out, plus your headset, and VR is a royal pain in my ass to set up. That is why VR barely got used before I finally sold my PSVR. It is a lot of fun though. Don't get me wrong, if you could leave it hooked up, but then you don't have HDR pass through, there's a bunch of issues with where it sits currently. So, Blood and Truth, this was actually the VR game I was most excited for when I still had my PSVR, releases on May 28th this year. It's essentially like the London Heist game, but as a full game, not as a little mini snippet. the London Heist was a demo on the PlayStation Worlds disc. It wasn't very long. It was it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna say disappointing. It was probably the most of, oh my god, is this what VR is capable of to me? But it just was so small, and now they're finally making this. Observation, the game is coming to PlayStation. That's on 5/21 as well. I don't know. I found it a little hard to get excited for that. I don't know. Five Nights at Freddy's. That's coming to PlayStation VR. Okay, cool. Concrete Genie looked a little cool. It's all right. Kind of trippy. I believe it's also going to have VR support as well, if I remember correctly. Days Gone, 4/26/2019. For some reason, I cannot get hyped for Days Gone. Like, there is just nothing there. Nothing. Not even a tingle. But I'm sure there are people out there that are interested in it. And I do like zombie games. That really isn't the problem. I don't know what it is about the theme or the tone of that game, but I just cannot get interested. And then the big bombshell, the big thing that Sony decided to end on. Mortal Kombat 11, Liu Kang and Kung Lao will be, oh, and Jax will be now playable in the game. So, and that comes out next month. But does anyone kind of notice where this seems just a little weak? Like, I didn't really expect a lot out of their first one, but I expected to see at least a glimpse of The Last of Us. And I'm happy to see they're still supporting VR, but I think they could have done it as one little VR showcase showing off a bunch of quick snippets of VR games. I mean, think of it this way. You have sold 3 million VR units. 3 million VR units. Yeah, that's not a lot. It's the most selling VR. It's not a lot. You have 60, 70 million PlayStation 4s out there. But you just spent majority of your time talking about the 0.5%? That's nothing. And again, as I said, I'm happy to see PSVR getting support. That'll never be the takeaway that I have from this, oh, he's mad about VR. No, I'm mad because I didn't see anything of interest for the PlayStation. And to some degree, I'm not surprised. So if you guys recall, Sony actually stated that this year, 2019, was going to be their worst year in sales. There's only one reason you can say it's going to be your worst year in sales. You don't have anything to put on the table. That's fine. Sony's had tremendous last year and a great year before that. You got God of War last year, and you had Spider-Man. You got the Spooderman game. Spooderman. It's a big year. Even, there were more, but those are the first two to pop in my head. God of War and Spooderman. God of War was that year, wasn't it? Yeah, pretty sure it was. Pretty sure it was the beginning of the year. Then the year before that, you had Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, there were huge games and huge exclusives. Obviously, their studios probably don't have a bunch more stuff to just sit here and blow their load everywhere again. It's kind of the issue you have to, oh my god, Sony's killing it right now. Well, now all of our studios have started new projects, and they're not really far enough in to really show you much else, except for Naughty Dog, who we could have shown you, but we decided not to, because we're terrible like that. I really was expecting for this first one, this first State of Play, was gonna set the tone, essentially. This is what all State of Plays are gonna need to be like. And the format was fine. I have no issue with the format. But if you read through the comments in that stream, people weren't happy. I mean, the vast majority of people were not happy. You probably even got to see me put in some funny I may have commented that GameStop TV was more entertaining. I feel slightly bad for stating that one, but I was kind of hoping someone would screenshot it and be like, God, you're such a dick. But no one, thankfully no one saw it. The chat was moving very fast. I stop chats usually so I can scroll through how I want. But I wanted more. I did not feel very fulfilled. And it's funny because a lot of people were commenting, oh, you left E3 for this? Yes, they left E3 for this. And the reason why is their cards have been shown. They don't have anything to show at E3. I get it. They are now playing the cool card. This isn't me bashing Sony. I'm just bashing the way they're handling this. You know, guys, we're just not going to do an E3 this year. We don't really have that much to show. Could have been an easier way of doing it. I do agree that they needed to do the state of plays. Even Xbox does something kind of similar to this with Inside Xbox. That's on the Xbox. You can literally watch it on. I think it's on YouTube as well. I don't know. I don't watch it too often, just because theirs are usually more like sale oriented. If they made it a little more personable, or had maybe like some exclusives and game content to show off that isn't everywhere else, sure. I'm an Xbox fan. I'm just, this last couple years have been a little light. Got a lot of stuff coming up. There's a lot of stuff on the horizon. You got new Battletoads, but just a little light on exclusives. Guys, how did you feel about the state of play? Do you feel the format was alright? Do you feel that they just didn't show anything? Like, this is like when you're playing poker with someone and you have a buddy who goes all in and then he flips his hands over and it's like, dude, you got a pair of twos. And he's like, yeah. We all have that buddy. We all have that guy who will ride anything, and there's a strategy to that, but that's topic for another conversation. I just kind of feel that's what Sony did, at least in my opinion. I want to know yours too, so leave it down there in the comment section for me. Also, if you'd like to follow me anywhere else, links are as always in the description box, along with a shout out to my Patreon supporters. So I appreciate you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. The algorithm hates me right now. Like, I kid you not, it hates me. And from what I read, if I don't get my interactions up, so comment, like, I don't care. Do what you gotta do. Just certain things I don't need you to tell me about after you do them. Fapped 4 times to that video. And if you're new here, don't forget to click the subscribe button. You know, it's ding the little bell. Bell sometimes will, I guess, let you know when you're manly enough to see one of my videos. It's like a manliness checker. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll put in more content coming for you, and stick around.